us muted there. I got us back. I got us on now. I think we're ready. Are you ready
I guess.
for another week? You
Round
should be ready for another
6.
week after
Fight.
your performance last week. It was pretty good.
Let's go. Let's get it.
All right. All right. Welcome back into another edition of Cash and Tickets, everybody. That's Paul. I'm Franklin. We're Poolside Bets, and we're going to dive into some locks for this weekend. I think we got some internet connection issues going on. The video's not very good, but we'll just have to live through it. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. So, week 5, Paul, last week had some pretty good games last weekend. Georgia, Alabama. Alabama comes out strong in the first half, and then I did not see that coming, but Georgia made a huge push in the fourth quarter, even took the lead late.
It's almost like somebody wrote a script, didn't it?
Almost. I know you keep saying that. That's
It's hard to ignore.
And then the freshman Ryan Williams takes one in from long distance for Alabama to take the lead back and get out of there with a win. It's a big win for the Crimson Tide and Kalen DeBoer at home.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Georgia's still Georgia. They'll see each other again, I'm sure.
What else do we have? Of course, the number 1 team in the land, Texas, takes down Mississippi State pretty easily. Illinois, Penn State started out great, 7-7 in the first quarter, and then a little lull there, and then Penn State gets 2 touchdowns, one in the third and fourth quarter, win that game 21-7.
Penn State's like still the same Penn State that they've
they
always
don't look
been.
any different to me.
Yeah, they're the same team.
Illinois put up a good fight. I don't know why they couldn't get any more scores, but that Penn State defense must really be good.
We'll find out.
What else do we have? Arizona takes down Utah. So I'm guessing Utah's season's over now, right? Isn't that the theme? You lose one game, season's over.
Yeah.
It's kind of what that's what I heard over the weekend. A lot of Facebook warriors talking about our team is dead now. Michigan gets another win and still not throwing the football.
Nah, they don't have to.
But they got a win over Minnesota. Then you had Louisville and Notre Dame. Notre Dame gets a big win. Their season obviously is not dead after losing to NIU. Notre Dame back in the game now, as we said they would be because of their name. All they have to do is win games, and the committee will look at that name and say, yes, it's Notre Dame. We like them. It was a big win for the Fighting Irish against the Louisville Cardinal there. In a game that I thought Louisville had a chance to win, but Notre Dame came out strong in the first quarter. A lot of turnovers, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what Notre Dame is either.
Clemson continues to roll. Big win over Stanford. Then the other rank matchup, we had Oklahoma State and Kansas State, and Kansas State routes Oklahoma State 42-20.
Man, that Oklahoma State team, that Ollie Gordon, he ain't done diddly poo.
Now, Bowman had a big day for Oklahoma State, but it didn't matter. K-State ran all over and through the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Oklahoma Auburn is closer than some folks would have liked to think. Hell, they had the lead going into the fourth quarter, I believe.
Yeah, I have a whole issue with that whole deal.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Auburn.
Yeah.
A&M gets a win. They're now 4-1. They beat Arkansas. Even though Arkansas jumped out to a big lead there, but could not hold on. Boise State continues to make their case to be the group of 5.
That guy's incredible.
That Ashton Genty is really, really good. He puts up 259 yards and 4 TDs for the Broncos. That's pretty good, Paul.
I think the lowest rush total he has for the year is like 126, and that's because he didn't play the second half.
Yeah, they set him.
It's crazy.
Oh man. So I guess we'll discuss the elephant in the room. The Ole Miss Rebels, ranked number 6 at the time, lose at home to the Kentucky Wildcats 20-17.
Yeah, they did.
Anything you want to say about that game, Paul?
You can't keep getting penalized the way they get penalized, and then you have opportunities to win the game, and you just can't get nothing done. I mean, we're prided on our offense and being able to score from anywhere on the field, and it wasn't like they didn't give us chances. We just couldn't find the right play call combination to get it done. So
That's right.
You ends up with an L.
Yeah, and that defensive front, and I don't. Everything that I saw this weekend, everybody that that's so super smart with football, all these Facebook warriors. Apparently, we didn't even play anybody.
Mm,
According to them, we were just playing against air. There was nothing there.
awesome.
But from what I saw, that offensive line was getting dominated by the defensive front of Kentucky, which is really good. Ask Georgia how good the defensive front of Kentucky is. Yeah, I know they lost to South Carolina and they got 2 losses on the season, but that front of Kentucky was really, really good, and it stifled everything Ole Miss wanted to do. The Ole Miss defense, yeah, they had some penalties. I get that. But you can't deny how good the front of Ole Miss is either. They kept getting the ball back for the Rebels, who couldn't do anything on offense.
It wasn't the defense.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. We're relying too much on Trey Harris offensively. We've got to get it going. I don't know what the Ulysses Bentley deal is, but probably wouldn't hurt to start getting him some touches too.
Yeah, that's a whole mystery, isn't it? What's
Yeah.
going on with Bentley?
Yeah.
Can't get any touches.
Our boy Peppercorn, he finally gets a catch, but they're not looking at him either. We gotta start spreading the ball around a little better.
Well, I think some of the talk there was that Kentucky did exactly what they wanted to do. They stifled.
Yeah, they won.
No, I mean not that. They bottled up the run for most of the game, and then they bottled up the middle of the field. That's why the tight ends couldn't get anything going. There was nothing open.
Right.
They were making the Rebels try to go deep, and Dart tried to go deep a few times, and there was great coverage on the wide receivers. Maybe a couple of drops, but they tried to get the running game going by throwing quick passes out to the outside, quick screens to the wide receivers. Didn't work. Kentucky blew that up. So, yeah, they just played great on defense. I don't know why this has to be a Ole Miss sucks deal.
Got to be a burial.
Yeah, I don't
funeral
understand.
party. Yeah.
So all of you fans out there that buried him when they win this week, don't come back. Just stay off. Like, just put the phone down. Paul, what do I try to live by? Don't press send.
Don't hit send.
Yeah.
Even your wife. Don't
Yeah.
put the phone down.
Yeah, Herman Edwards, he taught us that a long time ago. Don't press in. The season's not over, everybody. Most everybody had Ole Miss going 10-2. They've lost one game. I get it. The offensive line wasn't great. They're a little healthier going into the South Carolina game. And then we'll know. I mean, if they get beat this weekend, then, yeah, it's going to be tough. Really tough sledding. And those are probably end up looking like 2 bad losses at the end of the year. But I trust Dart. If you've been watching it all, the kid is a great leader. Trey Harris is a great leader. J.J. Pegues is out there leading the defense. It's not all one-year transfer guys, and I'm sick of that narrative too. There's a bunch of guys that have been there a long time. So I think they get it back together for South Carolina this weekend. Neither one of us picked that game, Paul. What do you see there this weekend?
I mean, you're on the road. I think that helps us here.
To get away from,
South Carolina coming off a bye, I believe. I didn't really cap it.
They didn't play that. No, I know we didn't cap it. I
did. I don't know. It's kind of what I said a while ago. I want to see us you've got to spread the ball around more on offense. I understand if they're taking something away, that's fine, but you still got more options. And if the guys you got on the field can't get open, we got talent. Put somebody else out there.
Or try somebody else.
Yeah, get somebody else out there. I mean, we can't have it to where we're getting shut down and then we're relying on Jackson Dart to run it when Trey Harris isn't open.
Yeah.
He's going to end up getting hurt, and it's going to be and then we're really going to have a problem. So, I don't know. We should be able to beat South Carolina. We should have beat Kentucky, but you can't be like, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I get it.
Yeah, I know. I just want to try to calm everybody down. I mean, that game was crazy. I thought the defense played well.
Right. There are no easy games in the SEC. Look at Vanderbilt right now.
Yeah, even if you had to play Vanderbilt right now.
There's no easy game, so don't get it confused. I mean,
don't let a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds ruin your Saturday or ruin your year. I mean, they're kids.
They are.
Calm down a little bit. It's going to be okay.
Yeah,
we'll go back and get them this weekend, and then everybody will be back and they'll be back in everybody's good graces, and then we'll move on along to who we got after that? Oklahoma. Yeah, we'll move to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, LSU, and then the big one.
The big one. That's right. So everything's still there, everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And then if it's not, it's not.
Yeah.
Took me 7 months to get over the 49ers losing, but I wasn't blasting Facebook over how bad they were. It's just, I said, hey, they played a great team. They played Patrick Mahomes. They went to overtime. It was a great game. I've said that over and over. It was a great game. We lost in the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
I was sad.
Yeah.
I wasn't angry at anybody. I wasn't on there and said, Brock Purdy is the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Okay.
No, I wasn't doing that. Don't let it get to you so bad.
You want to
Don't get angry at players.
There you go. Get it
I
out.
guess is what I'm saying. Just it sucks. It hurts. You don't like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, why you want to go out there and just constantly say everybody sucks? I don't understand.
And then be right.
Or that
back on
they don't
wagon.
care. They're not playing. They don't care. They don't like it.
Right.
You did this to me, and it's not about you. They're trying to play too. They want to win. You think Dart takes the field and doesn't want to win?
That's right.
Fox, I said the bad word. I mean, it just drives me crazy. That they had a team on the field too. They also made adjustments. They have a great defense.
They have scholarship players.
Yeah, they have scholarship players. They got more than one coach. Did you know? They also have an offensive and a defensive coordinator. Did you know that, Paul?
Strange.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know that was allowed for other teams in the SEC. Jeez.
So what you're saying is everybody calm down. It's going to be fine.
Especially before this game starts. Just sit, grab the friends that you typically sit and watch the game with. Of course, I mean, Paul and I already know why they lost because we have a friend that always watches the game with us, and he decided not to show up. So if you want to blame somebody, I'll give you his name and number. You can call and text him and let him know it was his fault.
Yeah.
We let him know it was his fault this moment he showed up.
Yeah.
So.
You sure you're not upset? Sound a little upset.
I'm not upset about the loss. I mean, that happened, but it's
Okay.
oh my God.
All right. Get it out. Get it out of your system.
Season's not over.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
It's not over. 49ers are 2-2. Their season ain't over. They
That's
still have a
right.
shot
Yeah.
at the playoffs.
Got a
It's-
can-do
it's
attitude
gonna
out
be
there in
okay.
Santa Clara.
Yeah,
They can get it done.
They want to get it done. I trust them.
That's right. They got
All right.
Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, now he's balling. Yeah, I mean, here we go. We got like 47 players on the injury report, though, which is sad. Goodness gracious. They had to use probably 2 pages to put out an injury report. It's a lot.
If you're one to look at injury reports.
Goodness gracious, it's tough. All right,
Okay, you good?
we're done with that week. You want to move to the next
yeah,
week?
turn the
Well, we
page.
can't. We have to look at our picks, and I have to take this L, and you get to take the dub, and that's good for you, and I'm proud of you, because if it wasn't for you, this would have been really, really bad. So let's just take a quick look here. Whoo, Lord, look at the red on my side of the board. That is disgusting. Indiana, Maryland, no problem. Navy took care of business. Illinois plus 19. But Illinois scores on their first possession of the game, touchdown, and that's it.
Yeah, they lost by what? 21-7.
Yeah, 21-7. I mean, they covered the spread, but their team total didn't go over 13 and a half.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Holy smokes. Washington team total. They get to 24. They got damn near shut out in the first half. They came Old Dominion. Not only do they go over 20 points, they beat the Bowling Green Falcons outright as a 10-point dog. So I was totally wrong there. Obviously, the line moved a half point. Instead of getting a push, I lose on Louisville plus 6.5 as Notre Dame wins that game by 7. Auburn and the Sooners. This game is 21-16 with 4 minutes left to play, and Auburn has the ball in plus territory at the Oklahoma 43. 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
Your quarterbacks have been trash all season.
Trash.
He's the one, he's been throwing them under the bus every single week, right?
Yeah.
3rd and 4, plus territory, 4 minutes to go. Run the damn football.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
Or take 2 plays. Run it twice to get the first down and run that clock out. No, he puts it in the air. Oklahoma takes it back for a pick 6. There goes my under 45.5. Thanks a lot, Hugh Freeze.
Yep, gave up 17 in the fourth quarter.
Holy shit. And then North Carolina Duke. Duke couldn't do shit in the first half.
Diddly poo.
And they come on strong to end up winning that game 21-20. So that was a bad bet. That was bad. Old Dominion was bad. I'd do that Illinois bet over and over again. They score on the first drive. I mean, anyway. Then let's take a look at yours, Paul. That's much better. Look over there. Lots of green.
Yeah.
6-3 on the weekend.
Way to go, PJ. Only bet I completely missed on was the South Alabama team total, and that was completely a play against LSU's defense. I'm still going to bet against the LSU defense. I don't know. Maybe South Alabama is just not the same South Alabama they were last year, the year before.
Maybe.
I don't know. The whiskey bet, they go out there, they get 2 easy touchdowns.
Early. Wasn't it a turnover or something like that?
I mean, basically, that's all they did. So that bet, I would make again. Not a big fan of Phil Longo there being a play caller against an elite defense. Now, if it's a mediocre defense, oh, yeah, he's going to dial it up. But he's playing somebody that's got 5-star talent, and you can hang it up. He can do diddly poo. Stanford, Clemson, I felt like Clemson could probably get there on their own, but just came up short there. But
they tried. What was it? I think it was 40-14. So it ended up at 54, of course, in that game.
The NFL game, Washington's Arizona.
That was easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had a shootout there. That was good. The Iowa State, Houston. Houston can't do anything
on offense. No, that's bad.
North Texas is one of the funnest teams in the country to watch. If they have the ball, they're going to score. Western Kentucky plus 13.
Almost won that game outright. They should have won the game.
Should have won the game. The Hilltoppers.
Weren't they leading that game for
Oh, yeah, they were
over 3 3/4 quarters. I mean, until the last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I really like that bet, and of course I do now that it won.
James Madison went out there and put up another bazillion points and easily. Yeah. They beat Ball State 63 to.
Ball State's probably
3, I think, or something.
One of the worst teams in the country. And Indiana took care of business also. So. Yeah, good week.
Yep.
Anything above 500, that's what we're looking for.
So that's your week. Paul is now 23-13, having a great start to the college football season. I am 14-22-2, really bad. Our records are basically flipped from last year. We got to get this together at some point. So on the season, poolside bets 37-35-2. So again, like I said last week, looking to have a better week for both of us. Run that number way up above 500.
Alrighty.
So, you want to just jump back into it, Paul?
Yeah, might well.
Back into week 6?
Back into week 6. Here we go. Let me change my stuff.
Change your stuff up?
I get back me and Doc Emmett Brown in our DeLorean. We got to come back to October the 4th.
Let's see. You know what? Why don't we just
do it?
We'll give our picks. We'll give our locks. And if there's any game that we didn't touch on and I don't think there's but one rank-on-rank game this week.
Yeah, it's not a big slate. There's some really interesting games, but it's not like that Missouri Texas A&M game is going to be good.
And if there's something we miss, we'll try to touch on
Georgia,
it.
Auburn, of course, probably the one.
I think the only 2 ranked teams that are playing is Missouri and A&M.
Ohio State should be a ranked on ranked.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see it. I guess I missed it.
Indiana, North.
All right, so I'll get this thing started.
Start it.
Saturday, 11 o'clock, CBS Network.
Right on the network.
The Navy midshipmen travel to take on the Air Force Falcons.
All right.
We discussed Navy this year. This offense is different now that we can throw it. We don't have to keep talking about that. It is different with Horvath there at QB. They had no trouble dispatching UAB last week. I loved Navy. And they're now 5-0. And they're looking to get to 5-0 in the season after now being 4-0 facing the 1-3 Air Force Falcons. Now, I know this is kind of a rivalry game because they're playing another service academy. But the Air Force is not the Air Force of last year. And if you've watched Navy at all, you know that they're pretty formidable out there. And this line has jumped way up now, and it's up to 10 as I'm looking at it here. And on my board, I had it 9.5, but so we'll have to adjust for the half point there. But the problem here is what I'm looking at. Every team that Air Force has played this year has been able to get all the yardage on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, what's Navy going to do?
They're going to run. Well,
It's a terrible matchup.
every time I looked up last Saturday, they were throwing a
They were
touchdown pass.
What's also you say, well, Air Force knows how to they play this. They know this style. They know how to defend it. Do they? They can't stop any run game that they've seen so far. And here comes Navy, and now Navy can throw the football, so they have to worry about that, which I think is just a bad matchup for the Falcons. So I'm going to lay it. I'll lay Navy. I'll have to change the spreadsheet there, but it's moved up a half a point. But I had it 9.5. So it's at 10 now. What I'm looking at, I don't know what you got. You don't have Caesars up over there, do you?
Nah, I
Paul?
can
No,
get it
it's
real
okay.
quick.
We'll just.
I have a fun note on this game.
But it probably has moved up, so I'm going to lay it with Navy. Navy minus 10.
All right, I got a fun note on this game too. Let me find that line for you really quickly. Maybe not. There it is, minus 10.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah. All right. So service academy matchups. It means two military schools playing each other: Army, Navy, Air Force, Navy, Navy, Army, whatever. 44-9-1 to the under of the last 54 meetings. Navy, Air Force under totals for Air Force is last four 3, 23, 23, and 16. So that's not right. 13. It should be 13. So Air Force ain't scoring a lot of points here either.
No.
So, yeah, I like it. If Navy got to get a lead and coast easily.
And the under could still hit, 28-0 here.
That's a big 44-9. But that's not just – that's all of them combined. So keep that in mind, too, if you're looking at it. All right, that's just a fun thing I ran across somewhere in my adventures across the universe.
Your adventures.
Yep. All right. And I know you had that game, so I was going to mention it.
Mention it.
My first
Appreciate
game is going to be at 11 o'clock on ESPN, the flagship. SMU, the Southern Methodist University Mustangs.
Mustangs. I love that.
+7 at Louisville. Two teams that are known for offense here. The thing is, both their defense are sneaky good. They can play. Louisville gave Notre Dame all they wanted last week, didn't come up with a win, and I think it hurts them here. SMU goes to, I can't remember the kid's name. His last name's Jennings, but they had Philip Stone, and apparently he got.
He was no good. Peyton Stone.
Yeah, he was hurting all season. I don't think he ever got 100% right. So they go to Jennings, and it stabilized that offense, started rolling in. Defense is sound enough to keep them close here. They may win this thing outright. Plus, Louisville coming off a loss to Notre Dame still may have a little bit of a letdown. Hold on.
Oh, no. Somebody's ringing you.
Yeah. So, anyways, if SMU can limit penalties, they win this thing outright. So, Give me the SMU Mustangs +7.
I like it because they're coming off 2 blowout wins right there. They blew out TCU. They just put all the points on TCU. They covered the over for me in that game by themselves.
Right.
Then they just put a beat down on Florida State. And yeah, Louisville coming off that tough game against Notre Dame. I'm sure they figured they had every chance to win in that game after letting Notre Dame put 20. I think Notre Dame put up 21 in the first quarter.
Yep.
And then they got back in that game and just couldn't get all the way back.
Close it. Yep.
I like that pick. So I'm sticking with service academies here, Paul. I've been all over them this year, and they have been good to me.
Don't blame you.
Another 11 o'clock game here. The Army Black Knights travel to take on the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Right? And
we have talked about them too much this year.
This game's on ESPNU. So I'm sticking with it here. Army's been good to me all year, and they look to get to 5-0 in the season. So I'm hoping for 2 big wins here from Army and Navy so they can both be 5-0 and keep this thing rolling. And they play a very mediocre Tulsa team coming off a 52-20 loss to the North Texas Mean Green.
Yeah, they're good.
Army's 4-0 against the spread this year, and it might seem like a big number sitting at 11.5. And the way that the Army games have the tendencies of these games is Army jumps up big early, and then they give up a few points late in the fourth quarter. If you go look at the scores, have been covering, but the points for the other team has been coming late. So with this thing sitting at 11.5, I'm jumping on Army here first half -6.5. Army first half -6.5.
Now getting tricky. Yeah, Bryson Daly's the key here. If he's the quarterback for Army, that thing moves.
Every time he's been the quarterback, as long as he's not injured, Army's been really good.
Tulsa's offense is serviceable. Defense is not. They're terrible. Army's defense is really good. They'll keep Tulsa off the field enough to keep them from getting any kind of rhythm going. Yeah, so I like it.
Yeah, that's the reason, and that's the reason I went here, because if Army jumps up to a big lead, and they've done this in their last every game this season, the other team starts to put up some points late, and I'm not looking for a backdoor cover here from the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. So give them the Black Knights early and often, first half, -6.5.
All righty, I like it. No hurt. This next pick I got, 11 o'clock on ABC is going to piss Franklin off, but it is what
Why?
it is. M-I-Z.
Oh, my God.
Give me Missouri +2.5 on the road at Texas A&M. Don't know if Connor Wegman's going to play or not. It really don't matter. Marcel Reese gives them a better chance to win, in my opinion. He's mobile. He can get it done through the air and on his feet. And Connor Wegman just hasn't been healthy. Mizzou's first road test on the year. If you watch the Vanderbilt Missouri game, Diego Pava gave Missouri a little bit of trouble.
If people look at that game and that's why they're devaluing Missouri, they did not watch Diego Pavia play football last year.
That guy's good. But that's why I say Marcel Reese gives him a look, because he is more mobile. But he's not Diego Pavia.
No.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Another side note to this game, if you actually give a shit about this, is Marcel Reese, who's the backup quarterback for A&M's sister, works for Missouri Athletic Department. They have banned her from the practices for this.
Whoa, she can't go to practice? Come on. Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah, you talk about a deep dive. So, yeah, that's a thing. But anyways, no, Missouri's defense is key here. I know it's on the road and it's their first test of the year, but Missouri on the road is usually pretty sound. They're pretty good. So give me Missouri +2.5. Just a better team, more stable team right now.
I love that bet. I was going to do it, but I think I knew you were on it, or maybe we discussed it, or I think
Something.
you told me. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't see Missouri having that much of an issue here with. I just think they're the better team.
Yeah.
And Luther Burden will probably be able to get loose there.
All the male cheerleaders.
Yeah. And it's not that hard of a place to play. I keep hearing, they talk about Kyle Field and the 12th man and all that stuff, but they don't win a whole lot at home. I mean, if we're being honest, go back and look at the record. I mean, plenty of teams go into Kyle Field and win.
Yeah, Missouri's 7-3 in their last 10 against the spread. Texas A&M's 2-7-1 against the spread in their last 10. So
yeah,
not worried about it.
I love it. All right, 2:30 Big Ten Network. Indiana Hoosiers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. They're at Northwestern, but I don't care. I think every team I've got this week is a road team.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
And I don't even care.
Road dogs.
No, road favorites.
Oh, road favorites.
Yeah, I'm on road favorites.
Okay.
And I don't even care, because I'm just jumping on that train. They're a wagon. Indiana just keeps doing what they're doing, and we've talked about the coach over and over and what they got going on there. And Rourke being healthy is a difference maker. They're supposed to be kind of windy and cool there at that play. Coming
they
off
play right off the lake.
but
there.
I think that only makes it more difficult for Northwestern, because they're not going to be able to score, and they can't score anyway. And then they're going up to Indiana team that's been pretty decent, even though Maryland kind of exposed them a little bit last week. But there were some turnover issues and things in that game, and Indiana still beat the brakes off of Maryland last week. So I'm just riding the train here, Paul. I'm just jumping on the wagon and trying to pick up that win. So I'm laying it here with Indiana on the road against Northwestern -14.
Yeah, I hopped off them and JMU this week. I'm not sure JMU plays this week or not.
No, I jumped on them. Don't worry about it.
So it's all good. It's all good. Everybody gets a piece of that Indiana pie.
Yeah, a little piece of it.
And you hadn't looked at, we've talked about this. I don't know, I've talked about it at least twice. The Northwestern field, they turned their practice field into their main field when they rebuild their current stadium, and it is right on top of the water.
Yeah,
when it gets to be November and December, it's going to be cold. It's going to be a problem.
And I know it's tiny and there's not a lot of
I think it's like 13
stadium there,
yeah.
But it's cool looking.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it looks neat.
Yeah, it's a thing for sure. All right, where I'm at. Oh boy, this is the one you looked at me sideways about.
It's just, I mean, you get dirty. This is digging deep, but I like it.
I start on Sunday looking at stuff, so that's why some of these numbers are off. But UConn host Temple. I got the total over 50.5, 230 on CBS Network. UConn may be able to get this number by themselves. Temple's defense is averaging 35 points per game. I mean, they're giving up 37 points per game. Good Lord.
Yeah, they're bad on defense.
Better coach here. Jim Moore is a good coach. I don't know how he landed at UConn. He must have really upset some people. I don't know.
Made somebody mad.
Yeah. So I think, and UConn by themselves, they're averaging close to 40 points a game too. We need a little help from Temple here, but we don't need much. They get us 13 points here. I think this thing sails over.
Yeah, UConn's coming off 2 huge wins over FAU and Buffalo.
Yep.
Where they put up over 40, I believe.
Right.
In both games. So,
yeah,
you don't need a lot of help from Temple here, I don't think.
Got them rolling, which Temple won't be much help. But, yeah, give us the UConn Temple over 50.5.
All right. Love it.
All right.
I'm going to 6 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. What we thought would be a great matchup this year turns out to not be such a great matchup. Okay. Clemson Tigers travel take on Florida State Seminoles. This game seems pretty simple. The Tigers are on some kind of angry revenge tour just to show the world that because they lost to Georgia doesn't mean they aren't great themselves. They've been jumping on everybody early and often and not letting off the gas the entire time. They've just exploded on offense, scoring more than 40 in their 3 games since Georgia. FSU, on the other hand, I think we all know they've scored 21 once this season.
Yeah, they finally benched Ukulele.
And after they scored that 21, they have scored 13, 12, 14, and 16.
Yeah. Juggernaut.
Clemson continues the streak of getting out early, and FSU will not score. Got another first half for you here, boys. Clemson, first half, -7.5.
Yeah. So in the past, probably 20 years or so, Florida State was the team forever. Mm-hmm. And they're down. They're down worse this year than they've been a long time. And Clemson's pissed off. This kind of seems like one of them games where it's the old saying, "It ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun."
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the situation where Florida State's just like a floating wounded animal.
I mean, this is honestly one of those games, Paul, where I thought about it putting it on here, but I didn't. Where I take first half, second half, full game, each quarter. I just don't know how Clemson does. I mean, how Florida State does anything.
Yeah. Last 10 years, let's see. Yeah, Clemson's pretty much held their own the last 10 years, but before that, it was just 6-4 against the spread. Clemson is. I don't know. I like it. I don't hate it. Which, I mean, how do you put money on Florida State? They're bringing in Brock or Breck something. What's that guy? Is it the backup quarterback?
Brock.
Not
Brock Glenn. That used to be a.
No, he's a sophomore. He can throw it, but he's got anything's better than what they've been doing. But I don't think they're gonna. I think it's just gonna be ugly early. Where's that game at?
At Florida State.
Oh boy, God, it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be ugly.
Oy vey. All right.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Hell, it's only 13.5, I think, or it's up to 14 now. I'd probably do that too, but I love the first half at only 7.5.
they brought the Brock Glenn in, or whatever his name is, late in the game after getting hell beat on by Smooth. He goes 0 for 4. Ish.
What was the quarterback?
That's the guy they're going to start.
Yeah, no, but there was some quarterback had a similar name. Oh, no, Mike Glennon was the NFL quarterback. Had the super long neck. his neck was like
Brock Glenn, yeah.
So Brock Glenn, that's right. That is right.
So he is through 4 games. He's completed no passes. He played a little bit last year. 5 games was 19 of 51 for. That's terrible.
Yeah, so I mean, the point is, Clemson is way better This line, the only reason this line is what it is because of the name.
That's 30,
This thing
37.
is-
He's completing 37% for his career.
I think this is way under. I mean,
Oh my God.
I thought Clemson would have come out as a 20-point favorite in this game.
They about to get they about to get the shit beat out of them.
It ain't gonna be good. It was good for me.
Yeah, good for old gambling Frankie J.
That's right.
14.5. All right. Where am I at? What am I doing? Am I still playing? There we go.
Yeah, you're playing. Come on.
All right.
Come
Iowa.
on. Come
Iowa.
On. Come on.
The air raid Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh my God.
Getting plus 18.5 at Ohio State. Is that at Ohio State or at home? That can't be at home. I got versus here, so you don't want to do that. All right, I'm sorry. I screwed up. Let me go back.
I'll look at.
I mean,
I'll
the
look at-
play's the play, but I didn't. Anyways, all right. Everything about this game screams Buckeyes to me. I was 0-6, losing by 27 points per game versus AP top 25 schools. That's a complete play against what I'm doing here. I understand that. There's no light bulb moment for you. I can't just throw something out and go, oh, that's one. No. It just feels like, and there's a lot of over betting here because Iowa's offense is better and Ohio State can score at will against anybody. But it just feels like one of those fade everything type of moments where it's going to be under. And if it's under and I'm getting 18.5, might as well be 20.
And we've made that play plenty this year.
It might as well be 20.
Yeah.
Total's 45 here. So if I think it may go under 45. So it's just 3 touchdowns is too much for me. Give me Iowa plus 18.5.
I mean, yeah. So that's I think I've made this point 3 or 4 times this year. The total's been under 45, and then the spread is close to 20. I mean,
It's tough.
they're looking for a 35-0 game, 35-3, 35-7. That's how you have to cover and go under.
And this is going to be Ohio State's first, I think, true test of the year.
And it is at home. Ohio State's at home. It's Iowa at Ohio State.
Yeah, I wrote it versus. It should have been at. That's my fault.
So it's quite all right. We will forgive you this time.
Yeah, so Ohio State beat Michigan State, beat Marshall, Western Michigan, and Akron. I mean, they haven't played anybody. So, I mean, I know Michigan State's got the guy from Oregon State there, but he's going to take him more than 1 year. So,
Yeah.
all right, I gave him a pick. I'm over it. Moving on. I ain't got to convince myself.
You already made the pick, so you
Yeah,
don't have
it's
to
out.
tell you about it.
Yeah, I ain't got to convince myself.
All right, we're gonna stay at 6 o'clock slate. ESPN Plus is where you have to go find this one. You got to get out there on that
Boy, you
streaming
got to-
system.
Yeah, you got to put your password in for that shit.
South Alabama Jaguars travel to take on the Arkansas State Red Wolves.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Gio Lopez at QB and the kid Bothwell at running back have been dynamic for the Jags this season. We didn't, despite what we saw last week against LSU. And I'm sure the Arkansas State's glad to be back home after playing 2 non-conference games against the likes of Michigan and Iowa State, and they just got routed in both of those games. I just feel like the road team here is a better team. I think South Alabama can get there. The total's near 60 points, so they're looking for a bunch of points in this game.
Right.
Rayner for Arkansas State, the QB there, has more interceptions than touchdowns. So I'll roll with Lopez and Bothwell and the Jags here.
Gio.
Only laying 3.5. I'll take the Jags minus 3.5 on the road at Arkansas State.
Okay, that's all. Talk about getting dirty.
It's out there.
Yeah, it's the old 6 o'clock nap of the evening.
Got to change the TV to streaming and go to the ESPN app and find it. And
Then you got to get your phone out and put in the 5-digit
the
code word
that they give
because
you.
they think somebody's
Yeah.
stealing your shit.
I know. It is what it is.
All right, here we go. Let's go to Hawaii. Hawaii at San Diego State. CBS Sports at 7 o'clock. Under 48.5 total for this game. Give me the under. Both teams are 1-7 to the under this year. Both offenses are inept. Hawaii's only completing 61% of their passes this year, which is not good because considering they throw it 40, 45 times a game.
Yeah, you got to complete it more than that.
Aztecs are offensive 115th in the nation in points per game at 19. They won't get they won't get 14 against Hawaii's defense that's only giving up 17 a game this year. It's going to be an ugly game, but that's not what we give a shit about. We give a shit about cashing tickets.
That's right. Yeah, don't
So,
care about the game. Just
Hawaii-
as long as they don't score.
Hawaii at San Diego State under 48.5.
All right, we're going to move quite right along because I kind of got a hard out today, Paul. I got to get out there and get back to work, do worky things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 6:30 on ABC, the big SEC game, night game. Tennessee Vols and the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Vols return to the field after their bye week, and they should be ready to roll. Shine's kind of come off of that QB over there at Arkansas, old Taylor Green, and the Arkansas Razorbacks continue to find ways to hurt themselves. And I think that trend continues in this game. I trust Tennessee to jump out early. So Paul's also got a pick on this game, but we can middle this sucker, and I know we can get it there. I'm taking the Tennessee Vols first quarter -3.5.
Well, since you brought that one up, I'll go on mine.
You're going to jump on the
Well, Hawks fans, I've done it.
I've done it, too.
I'm on the truck. I'm in the back of the wagon or whatever it is they drive in west Arkansas. Hilly over there, you need four-wheel drive. Probably need about 4 horses. Bobby's back, man. Bobby's got that offense rolling. I think they can hang with the Tennessee defense, especially at home. The defense is elite at Tennessee, I get, but Bobby's fucking back.
He's back? Okay. Well, I know he's there. He is actually there on the sideline. Or is he in the booth? Is he on the sideline or in the booth?
It don't matter if he's probably sitting at a Hooters, dialing up
Calling
plays.
in plays from the Hooters. Motorcycle sitting out in the parking lot.
Yeah, they're throwing for $4 a game, averaging 35 points a game. I do understand this ain't the Tennessee defense they've been playing against. The crowd will be fired up for this thing. It's at night. I know Tennessee won't be. They'll be more bothered by Arkansas than they were Oklahoma for sure. I don't know if they go in there and upset Tennessee, but they should be able to cover this. So give me the 13.5.
I don't hate it. I just think Tennessee can come out there and maybe 7-0, 7-3 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then as the game wears on, maybe Arkansas can keep this thing close. No. We don't know exactly how great Nico is.
Right.
So I don't want to have to trust him to cover 13.5 throughout this game. So that's why I went first quarter. I don't like what you did there. So let's just get us
It feels like one of those games where it's like late in the evening and they're still playing.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell's happening? And it's 42 to 38.
10-3 in the first quarter, and the game finishes 28-20.
Yeah.
I don't care whose favorite either way.
However, I got you. We can middle it. We'll get it.
I skipped over one of my picks here. I don't know if I forgot to put it. I didn't even write it up. Holy hell. Unbelievable.
Okay.
So this one's going to be easy. I'm just going to have to throw it out there because I can't even remember.
What you got? You want some help?
Yeah, go look at the game because I just jumped on this just for wagon's sake.
What? Okay.
James Madison Dukes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What do you need to know?
Who they play? I didn't even care. I forgot to write it on my sheet over here.
Oh boy,
isn't this tough? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember you texted me and asked me if I was on James Madison. I said no, I was going to take the week off from Indiana and James Madison.
Yeah, no, we gotta continue to ride those wagons.
No, man, they played General Booty, who just got benched in Louisiana Monroe at Monroe Field at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock
Yeah, James Madison doesn't care. They have to go on the road and play
on the Ocho.
ULM Warhawks.
Plus the -15.
And their QB just got benched. So yeah, and James Madison has put up 70 points, 63 points. Probably gonna hit a 50 burger in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna lay the 16 with James Madison against the ULM Warhawks.
ULM's offense is 129th in the country.
129th.
Which, if you're paying attention, I think there's about 135 teams.
Yeah, so it's not a lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. They don't have a long way to go to hit bottom. Will not be concussed.
Not very good. Even if James Madison gives up points, they'll probably still put up 50 to 60.
I don't imagine they're going to give up many. That is a short line. All right.
The line was bigger last week against Ball State.
Yeah, that's a short line. Sounds
Or
fishy.
Ball State's bad.
All right, I had to jump over a game because I had to do my Arkansas. All right, my favorite team of the whole season.
Going back to the future.
Hop in the DeLorean with me as we head out west.
You got to hit 85 miles an hour. Oh, wait, is
Yeah,
85 or 88? Is it
we're-
88 miles an hour?
We loaded up the spread and shred, threw it in the back of the DeLorean. Join me for this week's episode. Me and Doc Brown and the boys look to beat the play clock, scoring 35 points per game, throwing 320 yards a game. Nevada ain't shit. This is going to be easy. They can't get it.
Oh, God. You said the play cocks, and it's the wolf pack. Huh? What does that even mean?
No, the play clock.
Oh, the play clock.
No, we're playing against the play clock. We're playing against time.
Gosh damn. I thought you said as they beat the play cocks. I'm like, who is that?
No, I'll slow down.
Okay.
I got excited.
They got to be where they're only playing the play clock. Okay. I
Yeah, they're only beating the only thing they got to beat in this game is the play clock.
Shit. Okay. All right. That's great.
Sorry.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It was funnier the way I heard it.
Yeah. It's witty. It's too much firepower from the Spartans here. Nevada's not going to be able to move the ball against them. I mean, there'll be points scored surely, but I don't know, man. You give me Doc Brown and the boys to go out there and get it done.
I knew you were going to be on this game.
I'll be on them the rest of the year. Go ahead and mark me in.
I love it. All right, I'm going to put out one NFL pick this week. And I'm just going to ride with it because they're at home, and I think the Cleveland Browns offense is broken. Now, they're playing a much weaker defense this week, but they still got to go to D.C. to take on Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, and he is off to a super hot start. This line's only 3, and I understand why, because Browns' defense is pretty good, but they can't get anything going on offense. I don't care if they are playing a bad defense. Just think Daniels and company is going to be able to score more points. So there's no hook here, so I'll take the Commanders -3 at home.
I like it. They really like Dan Quinn, too. The coach.
And they're playing well for him, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing for him, which is the opposite of what Cleveland's done for their coach.
The opposite of what Dallas did for him when he was there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I looked at some stuff earlier. I know you got to go. Travis Hunter is plus 350 to win the Heisman. The guy's 5th in the nation in receiving. He doesn't even.
Why should he not? Tell me why he shouldn't win the Heisman.
The guy's not if you look at everything about him, he's a cornerback. He's not a wide receiver, but he's 5th in the nation in receiving.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that ain't got nothing to do with his defensive prowess or his return ability or none of that. There's no reason. The only person I would even put on the same podium as him is Genty.
Yeah.
Because the guy's been outstanding. Nobody. Don't give me this Carson Beck bullshit.
No, stop that.
Jalen, they all got all the talent in the world around them and all that good stuff.
There's not a quarterback out there to me that's better than those 2 guys you just mentioned.
No, they've gotten away from giving the Heisman to the absolute best.
The best
player.
college football player.
They give it to whoever's the best player on the best team, and it's just stupid.
And we give Colorado a lot of shit. I think they're going to blow Paul's ticket right out of the water. They played pretty. I think it's dead.
Floating up, belly up.
But Travis Hunter is amazing. I don't care what his team does the rest of the way. Of course, a running back at Boise State. If those 2 aren't if they aren't 1 and 2, we're doing it wrong.
It's going to be done wrong because I can guarantee you
that is just nuts.
You'll see Jalen Monroe, and Carson Beck, and then probably some knucklehead from like Dylan Gabriel, who hasn't done diddly poo. So anyway.
Dylan Gabriel.
What ain't his name for Oregon?
Yeah, but I mean he's up there.
Oh, I'm sure. You want me to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, let's pull up the high. You got me intrigued now.
You had me at hello.
Somebody in the chat said we just threw him under the bus.
Who?
I don't.
Oh, you threw him under the bus. I didn't throw him under the bus.
Well, in fairness, when he showed up, he threw himself under the bus last weekend. He started. It's my fault. I should have been here.
So it's Jalen Milroe's the favorite. Travis Hunter's second favorite. Cam Ward's third favorite. Genty is plus 800. Then you got Amaliva.
Okay, so Hunter and Genty are in the top 4. Okay, yeah. I can live with that then.
Yeah,
That's good.
But my point, I guess, was I don't put anybody around them in that same category.
No, I'd say those two are the top. I mean, and have separated from the rest of the field.
Yeah.
The only reason Milrose is number one now is because they had a huge game against Georgia, which I understand, but
Which I guess if you put Travis Hunter on Georgia or Alabama, you don't really know him as well as you know him now because they wouldn't play him both.
well, they
sides.
wouldn't play him both ways.
And the other teams wouldn't throw at him, so he'd just be out there by himself, not doing shit.
Yeah, just hanging out. That's right.
So I mean, I get it both ways, but to me, he's the best player. He's the best player on any team in the country. Travis
I think
Hunter.
so. Yep.
Yep.
I'm with you. All right. Let's just run down our picks before we get out of here, Paul.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just run down mine. I got 7 picks out there this week, or 8. Anyway, Navy and Army. I'm rolling with the Service Academy. Got Navy -10. Army first half. That's first half now. First half -6.5. Gonna stick with a wagon here in Indiana Hoosiers -14. I like Clemson to absolutely destroy the Florida State Seminoles. Clemson first half -7.5. South Alabama Jags go on the road, but I think they get it done against Arkansas State. South Al -3.5. James Madison too easy. ULM -16. Tennessee first quarter against Arkansas. That's first quarter for Tennessee -3.5. And the Washington Commanders of the NFL host the Cleveland Browns. I'll take the Commanders -3.
All right, give me SMU +7. If they can limit penalties, look for an upset there. Missouri +2.5. Defense is going to be the key for Missouri here. They get it done. UConn Temple over. Just a little help from Temple. Field goals, whatever you want to do. And you just put a little something in the tide.
A little
box.
something in the tank.
Yeah. Iowa +18.5. 100%. I got no good reason to make this bet because I dislike Iowa.
Hey, let's just take it. Yeah.
The thing screams under to me, even though everything says over. So I don't know. That's what I'm doing. I'm just fading everybody. Hawaii at San Diego State under. Neither team can score the football. My San Jose State Spartans.
Rolling, playing the play clocks.
We're playing against the play clock. Nevada's not even going to be on the field. Give me the -7 there. Arkansas +13.5 for the game. It's going to be crazy in Fayetteville. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it right there on the board. Paul's been having a great 2 weeks. He's on fire. I have jumped on his back, and I'm just enjoying the ride. He keeps pulling me along, and at some point, I hope to start pulling my own weight. But there's the picks, and we hope everybody in the end gets out there, puts in them tickets, and then come Monday morning, Paul.
Cash them.
That's right, cashing those tickets. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. We'll see you next week for another edition.